Hi all, in this video I'll try to understand Mars in the sign of Pisces, that too especially in the Nakshatra Uttarabhadrapada for Sagittarius ascendant. So Mars is a significator. Mars is actually, it indicates your courage, your aggressiveness, your passion, uh, your boldness, your competitive spirit, and also your sexual drive, and uh, also it represents your real estate, your land, your properties, all the stuff, right? And also Mars is treated as a warrior. And what about Pisces? Pisces is generally in the Kalapurush Kundali, it is an indicator of sacrifice, indicator of rituals and all the stuff. But here for Sagittarius ascendant, it is happened to be the fourth house. The fourth house also fourth house generally represents fourth house is a sukhasthana, right? It is an indicator of your domestic happiness, the domestic life, real estate, lands, vehicles, and your mother, your emotions, your heart. That is all fourth house. So when Mars is present in the fourth house, it will definitely give you a good house for you, good land. It's good for your real estate dealings. It's obvious, very much obvious. And the Sagittarius ascendant, of course, the lord of the ascendant is Jupiter. If Jupiter is even more comfortably placed, then you will see a lot of real estate things happening with you. A lot of lands, houses, and all the stuff. Now, but this fourth house is happened to be the Pisces. So what kind of energy? This particular Pisces is all about, the energy is a completely fulfilled energy, a completely developed energy, right? Even when you consider in the Kalapurush Kundali, you consider Gemini as an intercourse sign and Aries as a birth sign. I'm talking about the sun transition, the nature of the sign I'm talking about. Then Aries is so when sun is in Gemini, if the intercourse happens, then after 9 months, that is when sun comes to Aries and the baby is born, right? So means by the end of the Pisces, you can see a fully grown baby, right? It's a full development, full maturity, right? Pisces is that kind of energy. And here the sacrifice, the question, the kind of the sacrifice is coming because when a mother is giving birth to a baby, lot of sacrifice is happening. You cannot see in the real time that much of sacrifice happening anywhere, right? Because mother is trying to give, means a person is giving life to another person, and in that process the person is ready to give her life also, right? It's a life risk. Means of course with the advanced methods that we have now, it may not be a life risk, but it's a very normal thing. But the woman is doing a lot of sacrifice there, you can understand, right? So that's why it consists of that sacrifice energy, the Pisces, right? Now the sacrifice energy. And what about Mars? Mars is a kind of warrior, he's not ready to do any kind of a warrior. Of course, warrior is also, he also does a kind of sacrifice by working for the nation, but in the process of doing that fight or that the competitive spirit, the spirit, just observe the energy, it's a competitive spirit. It's something like I had to win at any cost. And here in the Pisces, whether I'm winning or not, I have to give life to another person. So this is the energy with Pisces, and this is the energy with Mars. So there is a kind of imbalance, but still let us see what kind of things we can observe here. And that too is the Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, the Uttarabhadrapada Nakshatra 1, 2, 3, 4. All the padas are in Pisces only. And this particular Uttarabhadrapada Nakshatra is famous for the spirituality and meditation. Right? It's a more matured Kundalini energy. And the Aslesha Nakshatra, the Kundalini is starting because Gemini is the intercourse sign, and by you reach the Aslesha, that is in Cancer, you can see the Kundalini means for a 2 months baby how much Kundalini that kind of stuff is grown. It's a very little thing. It's a little serpent, you can say, little serpent energy. But the time you reach this particular Uttarabhadrapada, you can clearly see a fully grown serpent, a fully grown the Kundalini energy in a baby. Means the Kundalini energy has its own significance by the time, right? So the moment the baby is born, yes, the baby is born with all the Kundalini stuff, fixed, and it is after that it's up to the baby. If the baby is grown up and if the baby does something related to the Sapta Chakra system, all the chakra activation, all the stuff, if the person is able to do, then all the chakras are activated and the person can do astral travel, or he would be liberated or whatever, right? The Kundalini energy is ready by the time sun reaches Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Fine. Means when you consider Gemini as the intercourse sign, I'm telling you, right? Right, this is the general thing to observe the nature of a nakshatra. So I'm telling you, Uttara Bhadrapada is related to the mystical energy. It's fully mystical, spiritual. It's called as a spiritual star. It's a warrior star actually, right? It's a warrior star. And Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada is called as the spiritual warrior. That's a good thing. And with this kind of placement, there are some positives and negatives for every placement, because every energy has something positive and something negative. If that particular energy is afflicted by some bad energies, something like a bad Rahu or bad Saturn, something like that, then the particular planet is afflicted. Then you can see the negative side of it. And when it is comfortably placed, when it is associated with a positive Jupiter nearby, or it's in the presence, in its surroundings, if you try to observe a good Mercury energy, that kind of stuff. Of course, Mars and Mercury, the conjunction, it gives gives accidents and surgeries. That is a different thing, but it has its own positive side also. We'll try to make that in another video. But here the Mars in Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra for Sagittarius ascendant, Pisces happen to be the 4th house. So the problem here is, the negative side of it is, a person can have some kind of diseases, and the person may live in foreign countries. So this energy will push you to foreign lands, right? And this energy is related to getting an insult from your own relatives, right? And you would be a bit question the gurus also, the spiritual gurus also, right? Of course, I will tell you, this particular placement is very good for a yoga teacher and meditation teacher. It's a very good, it's a kind of the placement is for the healers, for the therapists, for the yoga teachers, for the meditation teachers. It's very good placement. But at the same time, initially they question a lot this particular whatever practices it is indicating, right? Because it's a warrior. Why it is, see, if it is not a warrior, if it is not questioning, or if it is not doing a kind of hard work, then you don't say it's a warrior. If the person is agreeing or is happy with whatever the other person is saying, then there is no war at all. There's no, continuous struggle at all, right? So this is the problem with this, and this particular placement is also called as a spiritual warrior, because the person will fight for conceiving other person's desires, right? This kind of energy will give you a kind of strength to fight for others. You will fight for others' desires. So if a person is coming to you and if he is telling a problem to you, then you want to do something good to that person. You want to put some efforts for the benefit of the other person when the other person is telling you some problems, right? So definitely it is a positive thing for others. But see, if the same problem comes to you, it's a bit doubtful if you can fight with the same spirit or not. But for others you will fight. And as this combination, as Uttara Bhadrapada combination and this worry and having some competitive spirit for the benefit of others, is making this whole thing as it's a spiritual warrior. So if you become a yoga teacher, if you become a meditation teacher or a healer or therapist, then definitely you're going to do a lot of things good for others, right? And even more, if you observe, who is the Lord of Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra? Who is the Lord, means the ruler of this particular nakshatra, is Saturn. So Saturn is going to give you hardships here, hardships in your spiritual process. So you may want to, let's say you're trying to activate your chakras, the 7 chakras. Now you started from the first one, and now you first doubt yourself that whether the chakra exists or not, and how can I really awaken, or how can I really activate one of the chakras. So the moment, see, initially to activate one chakra you have a lot of questions, because you're doubtful about the existence of chakras at all, and you're doubtful about the consciousness flowing through these chakras and all the stuff. Once you are activating one chakra, then yes, you got everything. Now your questions, so you got some answers, you have some proof now, then you will continuously work, because Saturn represents repetitively doing something, right? And this yoga and meditation, all these things involve doing something repetitively only, right? And Saturn gives you that kind of discipline, that kind of constructiveness, slow and steadiness, everything, so that you will ultimately achieve something with this placement, especially in the matters of spirituality, meditation, healing, and the therapies, right? All the stuff. So remember, it's a very good placement for you if you want to grow spiritually. It's nothing to do with your materialism and all the stuff. It's mainly related to your spiritualism, right? So, and you can also see the Navamsha of each and every one. See the Uttara Bhadrapada 1. If your Mars is in Uttara Bhadrapada first pada, then in the Navamsha you can see Mars in the Leo. So Mars in Leo is generally, it gives a lot of strength, right, to become a leader. Of course, it may give a tendency to sleep for more number of hours or to eat more food, because lion sleeps for more time, almost I think 16 hours a day, right? So more number of hours it sleeps. So that kind of energy it has, right? So and also you may become a leader of great strength also. If you have, especially the spiritual leader, you may become a spiritual leader, right? The Mars is in Leo in the Navamsha, I'm telling you. So Mars in the Virgo, then you may have more the logical thinking stuff, right? You may be very dutiful, means you give a lot of importance to your duty as a yoga teacher or a meditation teacher, but at the same time you are extremely unpleasant. So take care of that aspect when in the Navamsha, means if you are Uttarabhadrapada 2 Mars, okay, so then automatically Mars will come to Virgo in the Navamsha. So if your Mars is in Uttarabhadrapada 3, then automatically your Navamsha will be in Libra. So then in that case, you may be a yoga teacher or meditation teacher, all the stuff, but you may want to have some kind of connections with other women, right? That kind of control you must have there. Otherwise you are a very good yoga teacher and meditation teacher, whatever. And if your Uttara Bhadrapada 4 Mars, if you have, so obviously your Mars in the Navamsha will come to Scorpio, right? So this particular Scorpio will make you even more a very great fighter, a mighty warrior, right? So, and even if you have any kind of enemies in your this particular process, a spiritual process or anywhere, you can just slaying your enemies is a cakewalk for you. So that's about this particular placement. So obviously, right, this is a good placement for you. So that's about this particular placement. So you are a spiritual guru, you are a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, whatever, right? It's a very good placement for that. Pisces is also the friendly sign of Mars. Of course, Pisces is a water sign, Mars is a fireball, but it's a friendly energy, because the warrior, the war means doing that war, doing the struggle. Because I'm telling you, right, the Pisces is a fully grown baby where a mother is giving birth, and that kind of war, that is the real war you can see in your general life, right? You can see in any house, this kind of mother giving birth to a baby is a real struggle, is a real war happening, right? That's a very great thing. So the warrior energy is present here. So that's about this placement, a very nice placement. So start your spiritual, of course it should happen very naturally, you cannot force, right? You cannot force the things, and if you do it forcefully, then it becomes an artificial stuff. So you will do it naturally one day, because the moment your Mars Mahadasha is starting, the Uttara Bhadrapada is activated, the whole Pisces is activated, and this particular fourth house stuff is activated. And also I'm telling you, a fourth house is not only a Sukhasthana, it has seats of moksha, right? It has the seats of moksha. If you see 4, 8, 12, these are called as moksha trikona houses. A fourth house has the seats of moksha, eighth house has the transformation energy, or you can say it has seeds to some kind of flowers, you can say seeds to flowers, right? Eighth house is a bit grown energy, and 12th house is giving fruits. 12th house is fully, it's a moksha house. So 4, 8, 12 is called as a moksha trikona, where 4th house consists of the seed of the moksha. So being Mars here, Mars in the Uttara Bhadrapada in the 4th house, that too the Sagittarius ascendant, the lord of the ascendant is Jupiter. And if your Jupiter is very comfortably placed somewhere, then it is going to be excellent for you. Means when Jupiter is your Lord of Ascendant, you are always, throughout your life, you want to learn something. That kind of attitude you develop generally with Sagittarius as your ascendant, as Jupiter is the Lord of your ascendant. So as you always want to learn something, and here also as a Uttarabhadrapada, the Lord of the Uttarabhadrapada is a Saturn, and he is going to give some kind of hardships and also want you to do the things repetitively until you get some perfection. Then this combination is one of the excellent combinations for your spirituality and meditation, for your spiritual development. It really serves you the best. And Mars in the fourth house, as it is in the fourth house here, definitely you would have some kind of a very good house, a very good land, something on your name, some property on your name. So you must be. But of course, as Mars is present here, you may have some kind of anger issues, some kind of aggressive behavior with your family members. The domestic life is a bit having some problem, is having some problems. So if you're able to maintain your domestic life very happier, or if you're able to balance that, then just see if you're able to control your aggressiveness and balance your domestic life, then automatically see only the positives you can see. You have some property on your name, right? And then you have some spiritual growth, just enlightenment and enjoyment. Very good thing, right? So this is the best placement altogether, I can say. Then thanks for watching my video. We'll meet in our next video with some other new stuff. Thank you.